order the October 27, 2025 City of Charleston Committee on Real Estate meeting to order. Hope everyone had a great weekend. To get things started, I'd like to ask Councilmember Tinkler to please lead us in an invocation or a moment of silence.
Let's bow our heads for a moment of silence. Amen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Tinkler. First item up is approval of the September 22nd, 2025 meeting minutes. Can I entertain a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, moved and properly seconded. Any comments, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. First item up is an authorization for the city as landlord to enter into a lease agreement with the Ronald McDonald House. Can I entertain a motion to go ahead and get this one on the floor?
Second.
All right, moved and properly seconded. Ms. Dinwiddie, I saw you turned your camera on. Can you give us some thoughts on this one?
Yes, sir. Thank you, committee members. I'm just going to share my screen very briefly. Okay, there we go. The Ronald McDonald House is going to be beginning at the end of this month their Expanding Hope project. They own this property right here, which is where the Ronald McDonald House is located.
Alina, you're not screen sharing. We can't see your screen.
That would be helpful. There we go. Are we good now?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Okay, great. As I was saying, the Ronald McDonald House of Charleston is going to be expanding their building footprint, which is right here. This is where the current Ronald McDonald House is located. They are building a second building right here, which will approximately double the amount of rooms that they'll be able to offer families of sick children that are treating here at MUSC Children's Hospital. Their dumpster for the residential building is located right here on the project site, and they're required to fence off this entire project site. All that's being asked of us is to lease this small portion of property here in Lucas Park so that they can relocate this dumpster during the construction. The dumpster will not be used for construction at all, any part of the construction for the project. It's solely used by the residents of the Ronald McDonald House. What we've done to accommodate their timeline is we did a short 6-month lease approximately through, or I guess it's 7-month lease through the end of June 2026. What we're asking from the committee and council is to approve the extension of that lease through June 30th of 2027. The project is expected to last 18 to 20 months. So that extension should bring them close to, if not through the end of their project. It does allow for month-to-month ongoing extensions until it's terminated. Either side has the right to terminate this for any reason, no reason whatsoever with written notice. Ronald McDonald House would be responsible for any improvements as well as restoring the property to its original condition. Happy to answer any other questions.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Dinwiddie. Any comments or questions from the committee? All right. All in favor of this item to help the Ronald McDonald House with their expansion, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. All right. Next item up is request for approval of a first amendment to the intergovernmental agreement for Courthouse Square between the city of Charleston and Charleston County. Can I entertain a motion?
Second.
Okay, moved and properly seconded. Ms. Dinwiddie, is this you again?
Yes, sir. In 2000, the city and the county entered into an intergovernmental agreement. The city owns the Courthouse Square right-of-way, which most of us are probably familiar with it. It's kind of that brick walk area that goes around the historical courthouse on the corner of Meeting and Broad. It is blocked off by bollards to prohibit pedestrian access, to prohibit vehicular access and to keep it as a pedestrian public right of way. So that was all under the 2000 agreement. Under that agreement, the county was responsible for all of the maintenance, even though it was a city-owned right of way. What has been requested is for the city to convey that right-of-way area to the county. Obviously, it makes it a lot easier for them to make improvements and to continue to maintain it. We would be reserving for ourselves private easement access to be able to pull those bollards for emergency vehicles if necessary. Happy to answer any questions on this one.
They can't develop the property or use it for any sort of expansion of the courthouse or anything like that.
No, it is being retained as a right-of-way for pedestrians.
Good deal. Any comments or questions from the committee on this one?
That includes air rights too, just sorry to.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, what did you say?
That includes air rights too. They could, I mean, in other words, they couldn't build a building over the right of way. It'd still maintain public access, but have a building over top of it.
Sure, that was not specifically addressed. I would think, see, the easement that we're reserving is specifically for the emergency vehicle access. If it's something that you'd like me to address with the county, Mr. Mayor, I'm sure that we could address that as well.
I just don't want a future council deciding that they're going to build a big building there, that they own the land and we can't save this, that, or the other. I mean, it's supposed to be a public access, public, as long as it stays the way it is, I think it's fine to convey it, but just want to make sure that's buttoned up.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, that's all I had.
No, that's a good question. And I think also while we're taking another look at it, just making sure that the language is tight in there to make sure that it's, it's being limited to future use as the status quo for the pedestrian walkway and things of that nature. I think that's real important. Anybody else have any comments or questions?
No.
All right. Call for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. Thank you all. Just getting my notes here. Okay, next item up is authorization for the city to enter into a contract with the Jerusalem Baptist Church in the amount of $550,000 to purchase approximately 0.14 acres of real property. And can I go ahead and entertain a motion to get this one on the floor? Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, moved and properly seconded. Ms. Dinwoody, you are rolling here.
Stuck with me all meeting.
No, it's good. I'm glad you're here.
Sure. I'm just gonna share my screen one more time and do it correctly. There we go. Okay. Just to give you guys a bit of visual of what we're talking about. These parcels right here in red are currently owned by the Jerusalem Baptist Church. They are interested in selling these to the city. Like I said, it's approximately 0.14 acres combined. This is a purchase price would be $550,000. We are in the process of getting that appraised. We would be looking at 120-day due diligence period with closing approximately 30 days after that. So we would look to close on this first quarter next year. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, these properties outlined here in blue are properties that the city already owns. We've called this the boot parcel in the past. Historically, this area is very low lying, has had some flooding incidents, and our stormwater has suggested, that these could be good for us to control, the city to control. Also wanted to point out this middle section is what was conveyed, I believe it was America Ventures to begin with, and they are planning on doing affordable housing in this area right here. So if there's any questions about this potential acquisition, I am happy to answer them for you.
All right. Any comments or questions from the committee? I've got a question. What's the intended use by the city? Is it for more affordable housing, or is it for stormwater management, or?
Probably
I'm
both.
not sure if we have, there you go.
I mean, this was, if you recall, this was Councilman Waring brought it to our attention. And certainly appreciate him doing that because it was going to go on the market and could have been a real issue, not only with stormwater in our property, but you know, we didn't know what would go there. So I think it makes sense that it is contiguous to our property to acquire it and figure out how we can at least get a couple of units or maybe work with Poinsett to expand, give them other access and get more units with them. I mean, there's lots of possibilities here if we have the control.
Got it.
Well, let me add this too, Mr. Mayor. The part that the city owned, years and years ago, that's the way you used to circle up to get on the Pearman Bridge.
Mm.
When the bridge came down, truthfully, that probably should have gone back to the church. So when you add what the city has and what hopefully we can acquire from the church, I think we got multiple uses. Stormwater, we got potentially use it for affordable housing. Can you pull the map back up again?
Oh, yes, sir.
If you look at the back property line, it looks like 4 little units there. Yeah, I think a church used to be there. Some private person bought it, tore it down, and they put four little houses on parcel land not larger than what we had. So I think it's pretty flexible, like the mayor said. I hadn't even thought about collaborating with Poinsett Affordable Housing. You're right, they can, whatever.
Well, they have a really good design on 3 sides, not the 4th side. So
yeah,
I want to make sure that what's built there looks good from every direction because it's pretty visible. And so I think there are other opportunities. So excited to see what the future holds. And we have that money in the Cooper River Bridge TIF to fund this.
yeah. I want to thank the staff and you, Mr. Mayor, and council for pivoting as quickly as we did on that a couple of weeks ago, several weeks back. Basically on the fly, we added that because the private sector had a good shot of getting that one.
Mm-hmm.
I think we trumped them this time. So thank you.
Good deal. All right. Any further comments or questions before we vote on this one? All right. All in favor of the Jerusalem Baptist Church conveyance, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, this
yes,
is Jennifer. Just for the record, who is the motion and second on item B?
I moved and I thought the mayor seconded.
Okay, thank you.
Great. All right. Next item is item D. This is an authorization for the city as purchaser to enter into a PSA with the Long Savannah Land Company for the acquisition of those 11.5 acres over in Long Savannah for the school site. Can I go ahead and entertain a motion?
Yeah, I'd move for approval, and I'll give you some explanation here.
I'll second.
All right.
So, you know, this is that property in Long Savannah that the school district had an option on. They, according to the seller, they passed on that, and we picked up the option because it thinks it makes sense for a neighborhood school. School district now agrees and is excited about it. What's happened since this was originally brought forth, and the reason why we're contracting with it is because, again, we fell in line to get the option on it, but it's been very transparent with the seller that we would be selling it and assigning the contract to CCSD. There's also, just candidly, been a little friction between the seller and CCSD in the past. So that was another reason for us to be an intermediary to make sure this happens. And we're still in a situation where, let me explain where we are now. When we put it under contract, had to order an appraisal. The school district did too. They got their appraisal in about a week, but about 5 days before we did. Their appraisal came in low, but it had lots of caveats that the appraiser didn't know a lot about the site. And our appraisal came in about $1 million higher than the purchase price. So, and this appraiser, Jody Bishop, had done a lot of work in and around this area. So where we are right now, there was a question on price. I've asked the school district, I'm like, are y'all good with our appraisal? I think they are, but I'm waiting on feedback from that because really we don't want to be at risk of having to purchase this property. And so if it's, there's a date on this
right now.
I'm sorry. What was that, Julia? I don't know what was said there. There's a date on this to get approval by council by the 28th, which is tomorrow, which in all likelihood will need to be deferred by a couple of weeks. Sorry, is somebody trying to say something or am I missing? Okay. But I'd like to go ahead and see what we can get worked out today and tomorrow, and give you an update tomorrow night. And we will likely want to defer this at council tomorrow night, but did just want to give you all the background.
Got it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So is this something we don't need to vote on right now? This is just sort of a update information item?
Well, I would still move that we approve it, but again, just this be deferred tomorrow night if there's not a resolution on everything. And I think they're going to ultimately get there for sure, because both sides want to make this happen. It's just there's a little bit of posturing, if you will, between the two different sides. So we're trying to be a good intermediary because this is a really good thing, I think, for West Ashley, for traffic, for livability, et cetera, et cetera. This is where a school needs to be. So we want to figure out how to make this happen. And we're going to need to stay involved as a bit of a mediator. So sending that message, I think, would be good. Approval here, but we can again defer it tomorrow night.
Got it. And the sticking point is on the price. Is that?
I think the price we're going to end up being final. I just need that verification of that. This is all happening late last week. We just got our appraisal in. And there's a few other minor points in the PSA, but nothing that's, I don't think, going to be insurmountable. But just, things need to be worked out. That's all.
Got it. Got it. Good deal. Good deal. Any further comments or questions from the committee on this one? I think we previously approved this at our last real estate committee meeting, and so it's not all that new. All in favor of this one? Please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. It's unanimously approved. Thank you, Mayor, for bringing that one forward. Last item before we get to our annexations is an authorization to enter into a donation agreement between the City of Charleston as the donee and the Daniel Island Development Company as the donor. Can I entertain a motion to get this one on the floor?
Move for approval.
Second.
All right. Moved and properly seconded. Ms. Dinwiddie.
I'll let Boyd have the second on that one.
What's getting donated here, Ms. Dinwiddie?
Yes, sir. We've been offered to have these 4 parcels donated to the city. They are all contiguous, approximately 62 acres more or less in total. What I have here in blue is property that the city already owns. I believe we have this leased out and it's being programmed for recreational field use. So I find this to be a really nice addition to this area since it's right here next to our property that we own already. Just kind of breaking these things down for you. It's 6 parcels. The top one's about 2.13 acres. It's zoned as conservation zoning. These two middle acres, I believe, are about 30 acres total, a little over 30 acres total. They're primarily wetlands. I think that they are zoned business park. However, they're very wet. This last one down here in the bottom, this one is zoned Daniel Island Parks, so it would be available for park use or recreation use unless we do any rezoning of any of these. This has generously been offered to be donated to the city. The one condition is that we do have to close prior to the end of the year. I am in the process of putting together a very basic donation agreement. It was our intent to have that buttoned up and provided to you guys before today's meeting. On the agenda, we've requested authorization to approve the city entering into a donation agreement subject to Corporation Council to accept this donation. But I do understand if Real Estate Committee decides that they'd prefer to wait for that donation agreement, we could defer this until November and still close before the end of the year. But again, I'll leave that in the hands of the committee as to what to do.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move for approval. I mean, this is Frank Brumley and his family, who, as you all know, were the original developers of Daniel Island. And this is the last parcels that they own that are undeveloped. And I mean, it's an incredibly generous offer and act on his part. And I think as a show of good faith, we keep this ball moving forward and figure out how to say thank you to him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I second it the first time. I'll second it again.
Yeah. It's not every day we're getting 62 acres of free land on Daniel Island. I say don't look a gift horse in the mouth. That seems pretty nice. And it's not like it's some, former industrial, wasteland or something like that. I mean, it looks pretty natural and pretty, consistent with the city wants to do over there. What do you think, Councilmember Greg?
I'd like to thank Mr. Brumley and his family. It's like you said, it's a very generous offer, and yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully, we can do something with these fields. As Ms. Dinwiddie mentioned, we lease the parcels in blue to the Daniel Island Property Owners Association, and then they in turn lease those out to a number of different the Daniel Island Soccer Academy and South Carolina Lacrosse League, and so that's a $0 lease, and so those leagues have improved those fields down there at their own cost. So perhaps that's something we can look at in the future, or maybe we can we need to talk to Lori and Jen at the rec department and figure out if we need to do something to activate these parcels and these fields.
Nice.
Mr.
It's
Chairman,
rather buggy down there too. I will say, don't go out there without a lot of beat on you, because
Mr. Chairman, let me ask Councilman Gregg a question.
Sure.
Councilman, is this the area where CWS has a leaky line, water line?
it is. So you see that little in the blue parcel down there. There's a sort of a little jog on the I guess on the east side or on the west side. Sorry,
on the west side. Yeah.
So directly behind that, Charleston Water System has I believe it's a 24-inch line that runs kind of north-south along the levee that is right there, that's holding back the dredge disposal, and it's leaking pretty good. It's creating, I would call it like a creek would maybe be a little small. River is probably a little too much, but it's a pretty good flow of water that's keeping everything wet back there. So we've been talking to the folks at Charleston Water. Mr. Councilman Waring's been helping me to try to get that leak fixed, because it's keeping everything very wet back there.
Thanks. That's the first time I saw a picture of it. I'll definitely reach out to them, Mr. Mayor, on this one. They've got it in their capital improvement program, but it's kind of like 28, fiscal year 28. It's kind of like, man, that's a lot of water, man, to be creating wet fields back there. So anyway, try to see whether we can get them to accelerate that replacement.
That'd be good.
Good deal. All right. Any further comments or questions on this one?
No.
If anybody else is watching on YouTube, if you've got property you want to donate to the city, there's a way to do it. You just saw it happen here.
Right.
All right. So let's vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. And we have got no less than 16 annexations on the agenda today. So tip of the hat to our annexation coordinator, Molly, for that.
All right, Ms. Connor. All right.
Pretty strong. And can I entertain a motion perhaps to take all these together?
So moved.
Second.
Yeah.
All right. Moved and properly seconded. Ms. Connor, do you want to highlight any of these that are of, particular, noteworthiness? They're all important, obviously, but we have so many on the agenda.
Yeah, I'll be
Three
glad
in the
to.
city of Charleston.
That's right. That's right. So the first three items are actually recent purchases by the city of Charleston. If you have any questions about the specifics of their future, Amy and Melina are the captains of that ship, so they can talk more to that. But of course, since they are our parcels, we want them to be in our city. Then items 4 and 5 are pertaining to the CarMax business in West Ashley. So we're excited to get that into the city as well. And item 6 is a smaller strip of land off, obviously, Clements Ferry Road, and the owners own a larger nearby parcel. This is just kind of a common sense annexation to help them with their operation. And then the remaining properties are all single family residential homes that we are very excited to welcome into the city.
Very nice. And I noticed there's more than one property over in Edgewater, over in District 11.
You finally got some again. Yep.
We're closing up that donut slowly but surely. All right. Well, great work. Any comments or questions from the committee on any of those annexations?
Well, I want to appreciate Ms. Connor in particular work on CarMax. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's great. And obviously getting commercial property annexed into the city, that's 6% property right there. That's really pretty solid. Well, great work. If there are no further comments or questions, all in favor of these 16 annexations, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, it's a sweep. Everything was approved unanimously today. Another good day at the office for the real estate committee.
Is Ms. Copeland on the line?
He was.
I'm here.
Did you get an email today from
Mason Holland, yes.
you did? Are we gonna discuss that?
Do I need to move to go to executive session?
We need to move them to amend the agenda first and
Okay.
then to
Okay.
add a session.
All right. I'm Chairman Appel. Are you okay with us amending the agenda to add an executive session item real quick?
You are recognized. Make the motion. Just make sure to mention an exigency.
Okay. I move that we amend the agenda due to exigent circumstances to add an executive session discussion regarding a piece of property off of Clements Ferry Road.
I'll second it.
All right. Moved and properly seconded. All in favor of going into executive session for the receipt of legal advice?
First, we have to add it to the agenda.
Oh,
First
that's
we
right.
add it.
Doing right
That's
now.
right.
Did
Sorry
we
about
state-
that.
Did we state some exigency or exigent circumstances? I missed
Yeah.
that.
I did. I
Okay.
was coached by Chairman Appel to make sure I mentioned that.
All right. Okay, so we've got the motion on the floor to add this item to the agenda. All in favor of adding the item to the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Any opposed to adding the item to the agenda? Okay, hearing none, it's unanimous. I believe that satisfies the 2/3 threshold for adding this item to the agenda. Now with the item on the agenda, can I entertain a motion to go into executive session?
Move that we go into executive session.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, moved and properly seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, the ayes have it. So we will now be going into executive session.
Mr. Chairman, hold on one moment. I need to.
Sure.
Donna, if you could stop the recording on your end, please.